Charlie.
What did he teach you about winning, though, Rob? What did he tell you about that?
Yeah, no, he always tried to instill, don't play the game to win, and don't just play half-assed, get ahead in a match, and then you just let it slip away. He says, you got to have that killer instinct
to inflict the heaviest possible defeat on your opponents.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say heavy, but I think don't let the game get away from you. You've got a lead, so don't let it get away. And of course that means, if you've got one break of serve, then try and get 2 breaks of serve. That way you've got insurance if the other person starts playing well or you serve a few doubles when you shouldn't have.
What about when you're falling behind and you're beginning to think it's lost and hopeless?
Yeah, well, you got to get into the attitude of never giving up attitude, and I think that's the one thing that I think Charlie and Harry Hopman, of course, at a latter time, once my stroke production was better and I got stronger, my arm got stronger, played those 2-on-1 drills where you got two at the baseline and 1 at the net, and you've got to get every ball that they put there. And so I think that grooming at an early age, had me involved, trying to just get involved with every point. Don't just hang out there and think, oh well, I'll get that one later attitude. Get that one now and the next one as well. And that way, I think I found myself speeding up, and maybe I did get to be in the category of rocket. I got a lot quicker.
It's funny, in comedy, if you're a comedian, one of the worst things you can do when you're on stage and it's not working is to stand outside yourself and try and look down on yourself as you're doing this. That's really bad. You mustn't do that. You've got to kind of remain in yourself and in the moment and alive to what's actually happening. Is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing? Not getting that distance from yourself.
Yeah. No. You've got to accept that. You're not going to play well all the time, and that's the first thing you better realize in your own head. When things go wrong is when you've got to apply yourself and break through the time slots that when you say, I've been playing well for an hour, I've got to play well for an hour and a half or an hour and a quarter. I've got to push through the bad times that you've been going through. And I think Charlie was probably instrumental in making that happen. I think maybe Harry Hopman in other ways. The drills that he put us through, when I say 2 on the baseline and 1 at the net, or 1 at the baseline and 2 at the net, they were always drills that were with the likes of Hode, Rosewall, Jimeno, Buchholz. We were always into those drills. And when you only have probably a half-hour slot of time in each half hour, you'd have the court for only a half hour, and that was you worked the best you could for that half hour and had a lot of tennis balls, played every shot, and when you were tired, the other person went into your square, and you were one of the 2 at the baseline or at the net.